Hello everyone. Welcome to the Evolved Humans. Please subscribe to get more useful videos. Check the description box for the recommended book for the leaders. We are hearing a lot about governance. In this video, we will understand the effective governance. Governance is the invisible architecture that holds a successful organization together. It's not something a CEO simply has in place, it's something they must actively understand, shape, and strengthen. In today's volatile business landscape, governance is far more than a box ticking exercise or compliance protocol. It is the engine of resilience, ethical leadership, and long term organizational performance. When a CEO masters the governance framework, they gain clarity on decision rights, accountability pathways, and the boundaries that protect the organization's integrity. This video breaks down the critical governance blueprint every CEO must clearly grasp, from the legal contours that define executive authority, the nuanced strategic oversight role of the board, whether navigating regulatory risks, shaping organizational culture, or ensuring accountability across the enterprise. Understanding governance empowers CEOs to lead with confidence, transparency, and strategic foresight. The CEO's compass is your strategic guide to understanding the governance forces that shape every decision you make. It reveals how clarity in roles, authority, and oversight empowers leaders to drive performance with confidence. Mastering this framework transforms governance from a compliance duty into a powerful leadership advantage. 76% of jurisdictions now require or encourage the separation of the roles of CEO and board chair, up from just 44% in 2014. This global shift, spotlighted by the OECD, makes one thing unmistakably clear: governance isn't paperwork. It's the foundation on which enduring businesses are built. For today's CEOs, mastering the intricate ecosystem of roles, rules, and relationships that define corporate governance is no longer optional. It's mission critical. In a world defined by complexity and scrutiny, those who navigate this framework with precision lead with strength, credibility, and long term vision. Too often, CEOs view governance as a constraint, a series of hoops to jump through for the board and regulators. This is a dangerous misconception. A robust governance framework is not a cage, it is a compass. It provides the structure for accountability, the clarity for decision making, and the ethical foundation for long term value creation. When a CEO understands and champions governance, they transform it from a compliance burden into a competitive advantage. This video serves as your guide to that compass. We will explore the essential components of a governance framework, the delicate balance of power between the CEO and the board, and the principles that build stakeholder trust and organizational resilience. The part 1: The bedrock: why governance is the CEO's business. Let's understand this. For a CEO, corporate governance is the system by which a company is directed and controlled. It encompasses the rules, practices, and processes that balance the interests of the company's many stakeholders, including shareholders, management, customers, financiers, government, and the community. A CEO who neglects governance does so at their peril. The benefits of a strong framework are direct and powerful. Trust and reputation: investors, partners, and customers gravitate toward companies known for integrity and transparency. A sound governance structure signals that your company is a safe pair of hands. Risk mitigation: weak governance can lead to catastrophic missteps. A well defined framework with strong risk management policies acts as an early warning system, identifying potential financial, operational, and reputational threats before they escalate. Long term sustainability: governance is the bridge between short term profits and long term value. By embedding ethical leadership and accountability into the culture, a CEO ensures the organization is built to last. Access to capital: institutional investors increasingly make decisions based on a company's governance quality, including its environmental, social, and governance ESG performance. Part 2: The delicate dance, the CEO and the board. The most critical relationship in corporate governance is the one between the CEO and the board of directors. It is a partnership defined by a careful balance of power. The corporate bylaws are the sheet music for this dance, precisely delineating who leads and who follows. The division of responsibilities. A clear division of responsibilities is essential to prevent conflict and ensure effective leadership. While the specifics can vary by company and jurisdiction, a standard framework looks like this. Role, primary responsibility, key functions. The board oversight and strategy, approving measured decisions, mergers, acquisitions, appointing and evaluating the CEO, ensuring financial integrity, monitoring risk, and safeguarding shareholder interests. The CEO, execution, and operations, running the day to day business, developing and implementing the strategy set by the board, leading the executive team, and acting as the primary link between the board and the company's operations. The chair board leadership, running board meetings effectively, ensuring the board receives timely and accurate information, facilitating constructive relationships between executives and non executives, and leading on governance matters. The power of independence. To ensure the board can execute its oversight role objectively, independence is paramount. This is achieved through several key practices. Independent directors. A majority of the board should be composed of independent, non executive members who can challenge assumptions and scrutinize management without fear of reprisal. Global trends show a move toward requiring or recommending that at least 50% of a board be independent. Separation of roles. The trend towards separating the CEO and chair roles is powerful because it prevents a single individual from wielding too much power. It allows the CEO to focus on running the business while the chair focuses on leading the board and ensuring robust governance. Key committees. Independent oversight is further strengthened by board level committees such as the audit, remuneration, compensation, and nomination committees. These committees, ideally composed entirely or mostly of independent directors, delve deeply into specific areas, providing focused scrutiny on financial reporting, executive pay, and board composition. Defining the CEO's authority and its limits. A CEO's power, while significant, is not absolute. Corporate bylaws and governance frameworks place clear boundaries on executive autonomy to prevent overreach and protect the company. These limits are not about micromanagement, they are about prudent checks and balances. Common limits on CEO decision making include financial thresholds. The CEO may have the authority to approve contracts or expenditures up to a certain amount. Anything above that requires board approval. Major transactions, decisions regarding mergers, acquisitions, or the sale of significant company assets are almost always reserved for the board. Capital allocation. Changes to capital structure or major new financing initiatives typically require board consent. These limits are not a sign of distrust, they are a safeguard. They embed risk awareness into the leadership structure, ensuring that major decisions benefit from diverse perspectives and rigorous scrutiny. Part 3. The Governance Toolkit, Best Practices for CEOs. Understanding the framework is one thing, living it is another. Here are actionable best practices that every CEO should champion to build a governance driven culture. 1. Foster a transparent and ethical culture. The CEO is the chief architect of corporate culture. Setting a high standard of ethical behavior starts at the top. This means leading by example, demonstrating integrity in every decision and interaction, encouraging open communication, creating an environment where employees feel safe to raise concerns. This includes implementing and promoting whistleblowing policies and ethical reporting mechanisms. Integrity in financial reporting, working closely with the audit committee to ensure absolute transparency and accuracy in all financial communications. 2. Embrace board effectiveness. A strong CEO doesn't see the board as an obstacle but as a strategic asset. Provide timely, relevant information. Ensure the board receives clear, concise, and well organized information well in advance of meetings. This allows directors to prepare thoughtfully and engage in meaningful discussion rather than just reacting to information. Facilitate executive sessions, support the practice of board meetings without the CEO present. These executive sessions allow independent directors to have candid discussions on sensitive topics like CEO performance and succession planning, which ultimately strengthens the CEO's leadership through robust support. Welcome constructive challenge. A board that nods along is a board that isn't doing its job. Foster a relationship where directors feel empowered to ask tough questions and challenge assumptions. This constructive challenge is a source of invaluable strategic counsel. 3. Prioritize risk management. Governance and risk management are two sides of the same coin. Implement strong policies, work with the board to develop and maintain a comprehensive risk mitigation plan that aligns with business objectives. Integrate risk into strategy. Ensure that risk assessment is not a separate exercise, but a fundamental part of strategic planning and decision making. The board's audit or risk committee should play a key role in overseeing this process. 4. Engage proactively with stakeholders. A CEO's accountability extends beyond the boardroom to the company's entire stakeholder ecosystem. Shareholders. Maintain an open dialogue with investors. Understand their views on strategy, performance, and governance. The CEO plays a lead role in communicating the company's vision and performance to the market. Employees. Recognize that employees are critical stakeholders. Their engagement and well being are directly tied to the company's success. Transparent communication about strategy and performance builds trust and commitment. ESG integration. Recognize that environmental, social, and governance factors are no longer peripheral. Integrate sustainability and corporate social responsibility into the core governance framework. Measure and report on ESG performance to meet the rising expectations of investors, employees, and the community. Conclusion. Governance as leadership. For the modern CEO, governance is not a constraint to be managed, but a discipline to be mastered. It is the framework that enables bold, confident leadership by ensuring that decisions are made with integrity, accountability, and a clear eyed view of risk. By understanding the legal boundaries of their authority, fostering a powerful partnership with an independent board, and championing a culture of transparency, a CEO does more than just comply with rules. They build an organization that is resilient, trustworthy, and built to last. They turn the compass of governance into their most strategic tool for navigating the complex and exciting journey ahead.